get around me?
Wait a minute.
Oh, Monica. I mean, Michelle. Okay. Michelle. Then you. No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
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 Justice for Monica!
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 My name is Civil Rights Leader Reverend Kevin McCall. We're joined by attorney for Monica Goods and family, Attorney Sanford Rubenstein, Attorney Corey Delmato, also co-counsel, Rise Up Kingston, activists, concerned citizens of Kingston, mothers, sisters, all for one thing here today. That is simply to make sure that this murderer,
All right.
this murderer
All right.
remains behind bars.
All right.
The judge did his right eulogy as presented for justice for Monica Goods.
All right.
This is a step in the right direction. We are happy, but it's not celebration time.
No.
It's celebration time when we hear that former trooper Balder is getting 25 years to life.
That's right.
That's when we can bring out the candles and say kumbaya to the justice system that we decide to be able to believe in. The courtroom was filled with racist bigotry of union representation who dare say that they offer their condolences to the family of Monica Goods, but then slap the family in their face by raising money on behalf of former trooper Balder.
All right.
We're serving notice on you today, Union President. We're serving notice on you, Union President. We're serving notice that you will not raise money to support this fellow, this murderer. We will not stand by it. Many of us come from New York City. And in New York City, when we don't like something, we shut stuff down.
All right.
So in February, when we go back to court, we're going to bring bus loads here to shut stuff down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
You will now hear from our Harriet Tubman, our Sojourner Truth, the warrior, the princess, the madam of this particular movement who has raised a voice from day one regarding her daughter, who has stood on the front lines when she was just by herself.
All right.
Let us hear from the mother of Monica Goods, Michelle Serency.
All right, girls. Take your time.
We love you, Michelle.
We love you, Michelle.
We stand behind you.
Easy. All right behind you.
Right here, baby. Take your time. Take up space. You got this.
So I want to say thank you for everyone who came out today to support us, to get justice for Monica, and get justice for Tristina as well. People forget that part. But I just want everyone to know, we're still at the beginning of this fight. He got remanded today, that's where he deserves to be.
That's right.
My child does not have that option. My children no longer have a sister. It wasn't easy. This is not easy. But I'll be here all the time, every chance, every court date, every anything. I will be here.
Yes, sir.
I will be here to fight for my children. For us to get justice. So this no longer keeps happening and people getting away with it. This is the third chance this man got. The third time he committed this crime. Because that's what it is, a crime.
That's right.
And he achieved it with murdering my child. And forever altering Tristina's future and her life as well. It's nice.
All right, Michelle.
We're all here.
Say her name.
Say her name. Say her name.
Say her name. Say her name.
You will now hear from the attorney that's representing the family, Attorney Sanford Rubenstein.
Today, after hours of argument, you have seen a judge demonstrate the seriousness of these murder charges.
Right.
He remanded this defendant, which means he goes back to jail until trial. But this is only the first step. We must now secure a conviction to have a jury say guilty and send this state trooper to jail where he belongs, and let this be an example to other police officers all over the country.
All right.
And if you do what this police officer did, you will be remanded to jail to await trial, and then a jury will hear the case, and you could go to jail for life.
That's right. Violence bill against
You will now hear from the organizers of Rise Up Kingston, who has been on the front for a long time, dealing with injustices that happen right here in Kingston, who has been keeping the name of Monica Goods alive. Let us welcome, at this time, our dear sister, Callie from Rise Up Kingston.
All right.
Go there, love.
Say her name.
Monica Goods.
Say her name.
Monica Goods.
We should not have to be standing here right now, and Monica Goods should be alive today. Monica Goods should be alive today. For too long, there has been a system that has allowed for police officers to kill black bodies. We have a system that does not value black girls. And we have a mother here, a family who is broken, and people have been silent here.
Yes, they have.
People have been silent. And we are fighting for justice for Monica Goods. And anyone who is not fighting for justice for Monica Goods, I want to know why.
That's right.
I want to know why you are okay with a baby coming through our county. We should have welcomed her with love, but instead, she was murdered by Trooper Baldner. And we are going to stand here and fight and shut stuff down,
Come on.
okay, until we get justice. And I want to say, in our current system, justice is a really hard word to define. And what we're talking about is accountability. We are talking about making sure that this officer cannot do this to anyone else. We are talking about making sure that every officer knows that you cannot do this. You cannot kill our babies. You cannot kill our babies.
All right.
And we are going to make change. We are going to make sure that Baldner is held accountable for this. And past that this never happens to anybody else ever again. Because we knew he was guilty.
All right.
We knew he was guilty. Yes. And therefore, the whole system is guilty.
Yes.
Because they let him do this again and again and again. And Monica Goods should be alive today. Tristina should have a sister. Michelle should have her family. It is up to us to wrap this family with love, live the way that Monica lived, full of love, and push for real accountability. Say her name.
Monica Goods.
Say her name.
Monica Goods.
Thank you.
I just want to point out two things. First thing I want to point out is that we want to be able to make sure that the legislators in this town knows about this case. We want to make sure that the legislators in this town hold the union accountable for raising money on behalf of this officer. We want to make sure that we're serving notice to every elected official that we put in office, that they understand that it's the people versus the government. It's not the government versus the people. We'll put you in office and we'll put you out of office. So we're starting today announcing a petition to get rid of the union, raising money on behalf of this trooper, and we're calling for the union and the legislators to publicly announce the firing of former trooper, because he ain't a trooper to me, former trooper Baldner. He was remanded today, so that means he should not be a trooper. He should not be on the force. He should be in jail, in a cell where he belongs for the rest of his life. The second thing I want to point out, and the final thing in closing, is that the judge heard the circumstances and the process of the case, and he did a fair analysis of both parties have understanding of what justice should look like. That's real justice. When you can make a decision based off the facts of the case.
All right.
He said that it should be done by the street, not in the streets, but in the courtroom.
Yes.
I want to be able to let him know that it's going to be the streets and the courtroom.
All right.
The people is the one that control what goes inside the courtroom.
That's right.
So we are going to be vigilant and be steadfast and unmovable when it comes down to this particular case and any other case. This officer has a history of doing this stuff.
All right.
And because of his history, he should be in jail.
100%.
He should not get chances after chances. The racist overtone that was inside the courtroom from the union and from those that was inside the courtroom rolling their eyes, smiling and laughing. That's why I scream out that he's a murderer. Because that's what he is. His counsel decided to talk about his ties to the community and that he owns a house here. We don't give a damn what he owns. We don't care what he got ties to the community. He got ties to a jail cell right now.
All right.
And that's the only thing that we care about. As we close, we're going to take questions, but we're going to do something that we all can participate in. And that's prayer. Because I believe that prayer can change things. I'm talking about sincere prayer. The family is going to need your prayers after this, during this. When the cameras are gone, they're going to need it. And we all need to be united.